The power of consistency. Why small wins matter more than big goals. Section 1. The illusion of big goals. Let's be honest. Most of us love setting big, ambitious goals. We say, this year I'll lose 20 kilos. Or I'll become a millionaire in 5 years. Or I'll finally write that best-selling book. These goals sound exciting. They give us a rush of motivation because we imagine the end result. The perfect body, the dream lifestyle, the recognition. But here's the trap. Focusing only on big goals sets you up for disappointment. Why? Because big goals create pressure without a process. When you look at the gap between where you are now and where you want to be, it feels massive. And that gap can quickly turn into frustration. You step into the gym for a week, but you don't see abs. You start saving money, but your bank account barely moves. You try writing, but you only finish a few pages. At first, you're motivated, but soon the excitement fades, and you start thinking, what's the point? I'm not seeing results. That's when most people quit. Think about it. How many New Year's resolutions actually last? Studies show that about 80% of resolutions fail before February. Not because people didn't want it enough, but because they focused on the big outcome, not the daily actions that get them there. Here's the thing, big goals are not bad. In fact, they give you direction. But goals alone won't carry you. Imagine setting a goal to climb Mount Everest. The vision inspires you, sure, but standing at the bottom of the mountain, looking up, will only overwhelm you. What really matters is not the peak. It's taking one step, then another, then another. Success is never about the size of the goal. It's about the consistency of the steps you take to get there. Big goals create inspiration, but only consistency creates results. Section 2, the power of small wins. Now that we've talked about the illusion of big goals, let's look at the real secret to success, small wins. Small wins don't sound glamorous. They're not flashy. Nobody celebrates doing 10 push-ups, writing 1 page, or saving a few bucks a day. But here's the truth. Small wins are the foundation of every big achievement. Why am I saying? Because success is not about intensity, it's about consistency. Big results are nothing more than the small actions, repeated over time. Think of it like this. If you try to run a marathon tomorrow without training, you'll fail. But if you run just 1 mile a day within a year, your body and mind will be prepared for the full marathon. Let me give you a few real-world examples. Example 1, James Clear and the 1% rule. James Clear, the author of Atomic Habits, explains that if you can get just 1% better every day, you'll end up 37 times better by the end of the year. That's the magic of compounding. 1% feels like nothing in the moment, but over time, it's unstoppable. Example 2, Serena Williams, tennis champion. Serena didn't become one of the greatest athletes by chasing trophies every day. She became the best by consistently mastering tiny parts of her game, her footwork, her serve, her positioning. Each practice session was a small win. Over years, those wins built into world-class excellence. Example 3, Warren Buffett, investor. Warren Buffett is often called the greatest investor of all time. People think he became rich overnight, but his wealth is the result of decades of consistent, disciplined investing. He wasn't making wild bets. He was winning slowly, steadily, year after year. His success is the perfect proof that compounding small wins creates unimaginable results. And this applies to every area of life. Want to get fit? Focus on moving your body every day, even for 15 minutes. Want to improve your career? Learn a new skill or read a few pages daily. Want to build confidence? Take small actions that push you slightly outside your comfort zone each day. The beauty of small wins is that they are achievable. They don't rely on motivation. They're so small you can't fail. And because you can't fail, you build momentum. And momentum is what carries you to those big, shiny goals you once thought were impossible. Section 3, why consistency beats motivation. Most people rely on motivation. They wait for that magical spark of energy to hit before they take action. But here's the problem. Motivation is temporary. It's like a sugar rush, intense at first, but it fades quickly. Think about it. How many times have you felt motivated to start a diet only to give up a week later? Or felt inspired to study or work on a project, but the next day you just couldn't bring yourself to do it? Motivation is emotional. It depends on how you feel. And feelings are inconsistent. That's why people who rely only on motivation struggle to stick with anything long-term. Now let's compare that with consistency. Consistency doesn't care about feelings. It's about building a routine, a system, a habit that you follow no matter what mood you're in. It's about showing up even on the days you don't feel like it. Here's a simple example. Brushing your teeth. You don't wake up every day motivated to brush your teeth. You just do it because it's a habit. And because you do it consistently, your teeth stay healthy. The same principle applies to every meaningful area of your life. Let's look at some real-world stories. Example 1, Kobe Bryant, basketball legend. Kobe was known for his insane work ethic. There were days he didn't feel like training, but he trained anyway. He showed up at 4 a.m. day after day because consistency mattered more than his mood. That's why, over time, his skills reached legendary levels. Example 2, J.K. Rowling, author of Harry Potter. Rowling didn't write her masterpiece in a burst of motivation. She wrote it in cafes, one page at a time, while struggling financially. She didn't wait for inspiration. She relied on showing up consistently to write, even when life was hard. Example 3, fitness journeys. If you look at people who successfully transform their bodies, you'll notice one thing in common. They didn't train only on motivated days. They trained on tired days, bad days, and boring days. Over months, consistency built results that motivation never could. Here's the key. Motivation helps you start, but consistency helps you finish. Motivation is like fuel in a sports car. It burns fast and runs out. Consistency is like solar energy. It keeps powering you endlessly as long as you keep showing up. And something amazing happens when you practice consistency. Your identity changes. At first, you're someone who tries to run, but after weeks of consistency, you become a runner. At first, you're someone trying to read, but after months of consistency, you become a reader. Identity is shaped by repetition, not motivation. That's why consistency will always beat motivation. It creates habits, and habits shape who you are. And once something becomes part of your identity, it no longer needs motivation. It becomes automatic. Section 4, how to build consistency in your life. By now we understand that consistency is the real secret to success, but here's the big question. How do you actually build consistency in your own life? Because let's be honest, we all start strong, but sticking to a habit day after day is not easy. The good news? There are strategies that make consistency simple and sustainable. Let's break them down. Start ridiculously small. One of the biggest mistakes people make is starting too big. They set massive expectations like, I'll go to the gym for 2 hours every day. I'll read 50 pages a day. I'll meditate for 1 hour every morning. What happens? They fail after a few days because it's not realistic. The solution? Start so small it feels almost laughable. Instead of 50 pages, commit to 5 pages. Instead of an hour at the gym, commit to 10 minutes of movement. Instead of 1 hour of meditation, start with 2 minutes. The goal is to make the habit so easy you can't say no. Success in the beginning isn't about intensity. It's about building the rhythm of showing up. Art 2. Anchor new habits to existing ones. This technique is called habit stacking. The idea is simple. Attach your new habit to something you already do daily. Want to start journaling? Do it right after brushing your teeth. Want to stretch daily? Do it right after you make your bed. Want to practice gratitude? Do it as soon as you sit down with your morning coffee. When you connect a new habit to an existing one, your brain treats it as part of your routine. This makes it much easier to stick with. 3. Track your progress visibly. What gets measured gets improved. Humans are visual creatures, and we love seeing proof of progress. Use a calendar and mark an X for every day you stick to your habit. Use a habit tracking app, or simply write it in a notebook. This might sound simple, but it's powerful. Why? Because once you start seeing a streak of wins, you won't want to break it. Missing one day feels like losing momentum, and that motivates you to keep going. 4. Focus on systems, not goals. Remember what we said earlier. Goals are the destination, but systems are the vehicle. If your goal is to lose 10 kilos, your system is eating healthy meals and exercising daily. If your goal is to become financially free, your system is budgeting, saving, and investing consistently. If your goal is to write a book, your system is writing 1 page a day. Systems take the pressure off the big outcome. Instead of stressing about how far away the goal is, you focus on doing the small, repeatable actions that get you there. 5. Embrace boredom and imperfection. This is the hard truth. Consistency isn't always exciting. There will be days you feel bored, unmotivated, or distracted. That's normal. But champions learn to show up even when it's not fun. That's what separates winners from everyone else. And remember, consistency doesn't mean perfection. You don't have to be perfect every single day. Missing once in a while won't ruin your progress. What matters is getting back on track quickly. One bad day won't destroy you, but giving up because of one bad day will. 6. Build an environment that supports you. Willpower alone is weak. Your environment plays a huge role in your consistency. If you want to eat healthy, stock your kitchen with healthy options and remove junk food. If you want to study, keep your phone in another room to avoid distractions. If you want to work out, keep your workout clothes ready the night before. When your environment makes the habit easy, consistency becomes natural. Closing, the power of consistency. So let's bring it all together. Big goals are inspiring. They give you something to dream about. But the reality is, big goals don't change your life. What changes your life are the small wins repeated every single day. Think about it. Writing 1 page a day may not look like much, but 1 page a day for a year becomes a book. Saving a small amount of money every week may feel pointless, but over years it becomes financial security. Exercising for just 15 minutes daily may feel too easy, but those minutes build a healthy body and a strong mind. It's never the single massive effort that creates success. It's the quiet, consistent actions, done when no one is watching, that make you unstoppable. And here's the best part. Consistency doesn't just change your results, it changes you. At first, you're someone who tries to build habits, but with consistency, you become someone who lives those habits. At first, you're someone who tries to stay disciplined, but with consistency, you become someone who is naturally disciplined. At first, you're chasing success, but with consistency, you become the kind of person success is drawn to. The secret of every athlete, every entrepreneur, every leader you admire is not motivation. It's consistency, and you have that power inside you too. So the next time you feel like giving up because the goal looks too far away, remember this. Don't chase the finish line. Focus on taking the next small step, then the next, then the next. Before you know it, you'll look back and realize how far you've come. Success is not built in a day. Success is built daily. If this message resonated with you, take it as your reminder to start small, stay consistent, and trust the process. And if you found value in this video, don't forget to hit the like button, share it with someone who needs this reminder, and subscribe to the channel for more content on building a stronger, more mindful life. Remember, small steps taken consistently create massive results. Stay mindful, stay consistent, and I'll see you in the next video.